Dumelang mapara le maparagadi. It is a new week, and that can only mean one thing. Another episode of Mzanzi Fundiz is on your screen. Kalina ke lekoko, your host, and I'm rolling with the Fundiz, SC le Mamposa. This week, a lot has happened in our football. A Cape Storm came all the way. Pitori. We saw people waking up from their dreams. Orlando Pirates went and fetched the goal all the way in Cape Town. Marutito Yal Kibela, all the way back. Gentlemen, at 17. How are you, gentlemen? How are you feeling?
No, we're good. We're good. Can't complain.
We saw also, because what we need to focus, our primary focus is the squad announcement. We'll get to Tito later on.
Well, he's in the squad.
He's in the squad, yeah. Do you allow that?
This is not Orlando Pirates. We've got serious stuff. We must qualify for continental football. We must qualify for World Cups. So priorities here are very different, and we need to be able to win. Because for Bafana Bafana, after the way that they played in the CAF Afcon, you've got to be able to have it. That put us on a trajectory that says we need to be able to qualify.
You know, we have to be serious and we have to win. But when we look at it, our number one goalkeeper is not there. The person that actually saved us a lot of time. Does that put a dampen the mood? Can we confidently say we have enough backup in terms of manpower to go and carry on and do the job?
You know, it's a question that we need to ask ourselves very deep because Veli hasn't played a lot of games in the national team due to, obviously, number one, Ronwen. And that tells you that space, Ronwen is sealing, it's going to be quite challenging for somebody who's stepping into those shoes. Again, we have to look at the number of games these guys have played because we've got Sipho Chaine, who at least we've seen in this preseason that he has done much. We haven't seen a lot of Veli Moto, understand? Ricardo Kos as well. Ricardo Kos came back from preseason, analyse. We need to look at those kind of things.
So, SC, who do you start?
I'd start with Veli because he's been in the national team.
You start with Veli?
Yeah, I'd start with Veli.
All right, Veli it is. Mamposa, there's also a breeding of new players that are coming in. So does that tell you that we are not only focusing on what we're going to be playing for, but we want to build for the future? Is it the right time to introduce these new players as well?
Cox, you worry me. Is Bafana Bafana a place to build?
I should be asking you, Mamposa.
Because Bafana Bafana is not a place where you build. You look at games that are there. But yes, and Coach Hugo's got a dilemma that he's got to be able to fix to say, how do you keep the squad fresh? How do you allow other people to be able, but you're not there to be building. Because those games are very, they've got consequences that are great to the national team. But there will be things like an injury. There will be things like players that are on form. Because when you look at Ronwen Williams, he's had an operation on the shoulder, he's on the route to recovery. Now it creates a platform for somebody to be able to step up. From a Sundowns perspective, you hear that Toby Mvala is not available to play. Now other players have got to step up and be able to say they can be able to fill in that gap. But it's also going to change the identity of the way that we play. Because the way that we are playing, you had a Ronwen who's comfortable at playing the ball. Is Veli or whoever comes in, be it goes, are they comfortable to play from the back? Are they going to be able to give us what we got from Ronwen?
Sorry, Damposa. I actually wanted to interject there when he said the national team is not a place to build. They're always building, in my opinion, because if you look at, for instance, right now we've got injuries in the national team. In the centre-back position, we don't know who's ideally going to start between those players that are there. The goalkeeping department as well. Then you're phasing in a Veli Moto, who is not as comfortable, even in his own team, to play from the back. And Ronwen has been doing that at Sundowns. So now you're bringing him in. You literally have to teach him those things. Okay, this is how we build up.
And SC, let me stick with you. I mean, you're talking about building, but at the same time, when I look at these so-called new names that are in the squad, they're not necessarily new names because they've got caps from the COSAFA. So does that mean now players have to really take this tournament seriously? Because the likes of Nyeko Mobi came into the COSAFA squad, they impressed, and he's been in the squad ever since. Is the COSAFA as important as we have to take it to be?
I'm glad that you mentioned that because now it then sends a message to the players that are playing in the league to say, guys, let's raise our hands. COSAFA it's a tournament that we need to really, really look at and take it seriously. Because it's not only that, because it's even giving you an opportunity to be exposed overseas. You know, there's so many players that came out of that situation. Even national teams that are not within our national team. You look at probably your Namibian teams. There's a boy that just been signed by Cape Town City who was playing yesterday. You know, he was in the COSAFA Cup. It then tells you that the trajectory of the COSAFA Cup is bringing players into the national teams and phasing them well into football.
Mamposa, there's a name that we knew it was constantly there, besides from Nico Mobi, that was of Umtobi Val. The injury, because he's a trusted soldier of Hugo. So does it mean now, is it going to change in terms of how he approaches? Because he's a trusted soldier at the back. Is this injury going to cause some damage at the back?
Look, we'll only find out when we get there, but the one thing that is constant is that Mtobi gives you 110 and then some. You know that he's very trusted, he'll give you 110%. And for the national team, he has not put a foot wrong. I know at Sundowns we have felt the pain of his mistakes, but he has not put a foot wrong. He has been playing well. But what this means is that somebody else needs to step up and put, I mean, in this case, you've got Siyabonga Ngezana who's now come in. He's got to be able to step up and say, I'm going to lay a claim to this position. The one thing that I'm still asking myself, we went to Bloemfontein. Tapelo Morena was scoring goals up front, but now he's a defender. Can't he? You know, and he's one of those. He's a victim of his own success. He was good at the right back and he was good up front. Where do you play him?
SC, the support that we've noticed in Bloemfontein, quickly, can it be emulated, Orlando? Gauteng people, are they hungry for the match?
I don't think Gauteng is ready for that, especially when it comes to the national team. This game should have been taken to Bloemfontein. Bloemfontein is supportable.
Gauteng people, a challenge has been put out to you. It's high time that you show up, because we've seen Bloemfontein people, they were there in numbers and they were cheering the squad on, and we've seen the result. Mohaito, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll discuss more on Tito and Orlando Pirates.